Okay.
Hey, what's going on,
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I requested your friendship on MySpace, and sadly you got denied me.
Oh.
Uncalled for.
Oh, dude, get back to us again tonight, and I will personally accept you. I don't know. I'm sorry, my bad.
Alright, thanks a lot, man.
I don't care.
When's Bret Hart coming back?
WrestleMania. That's I'm gonna throw that out.
You think he's gonna do an interview or what?
Interview something. I mean, we'll see what happens with the Hall of Fame thing. I mean, Brett said in the past that he doesn't really want to go out on that note.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to really be involved with the whole Hall of Fame ceremony. But they've really been pushing for it. A couple weeks ago with the whole thing with Shawn and Vince.
Yeah, they're dragging us out. They're trying.
We're gonna, we'll see. But let's push for WrestleMania right now. I mean, but like I said, that could change.
I heard Bob Backlund's coming back.
No say. You don't say.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't. So.
I was looking on the WWE, I just searched Bob Backlund and said he might be coming back WrestleMania.
Wow. Man, I don't know. Maybe they might do something with him in the Hall of Fame. Who knows?
Wow,
I mean, if Finley can come back, I mean, I guess anything's possible.
So true.
So.
Hey, what's that guy's shirt say? To the left? On the right? Yeah.
Mexicools.
What's that?
The group in wrestling that Hoover 2 got fired from.
I mean, good luck with life.
Alright, so anyway, since you brought up Juventud, we might as well talk about that. As we know, Juventud was released from his contract last week. They said it was only a matter of time. Basically what happened, he's got a bad attitude, showed up late for a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually been reported that Psychosis and Super Crazy went to Vince McMahon personally and said that they don't want to be associated with him in fear of losing their job.
No.
Yes, so they actually turned back.
He was the main attraction,
Yeah,
though.
so apparently Psychosis and Hoovy haven't gotten along for the past few years, so that's basically been what it is.
Let me get into this.
I'll let you get to that, and I'll get back
Hello?
to people again.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
What's up, bro?
I have a few questions.
Yep.
I have a question about the whole United States Championship. I don't know if you guys saw about the match Randy Orton won. What do you guys see? Is there going to be a Booker T, Randy Orton feud, or is there going to be some, Chris Benoit, Randy Orton feud?
Yeah.
Chris Benoit, Randy Orton feud, because he's the one who's jumping into all these matches, and basically Booker T is injured for, I guess, another month or two.
Yeah.
With his, what do you get, a knee injury?
Something like that, I don't know.
So, yeah, look for them to carry on the Booker T, excuse me, not Booker T, Randy Orton and Chris Benoit feud.
Yeah, because like as I said before, as of right now, Orton's not going to chase the title. They're pushing Mark Henry, Kurt Angle feud right now, at least until Royal Rumble. Don't expect Orton to really heavily go after the title until after the Rumble. They got to, fill time, so they'll probably, I wouldn't expect it, but, probably going to push Randy and Benoit for a little while. I mean, they have passed heat, with Orton beating Benoit for the title, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And Booker T's going to heal up. You'll see on SmackDown it's going to be Randy Orton versus Orlando Jordan. I'll get into that a little bit later. And that's about it. Really don't expect Randy to be doing anything spectacular in the next couple of weeks until probably after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think, Randy just got his, Randy lost everything once he got his, butt kicked in it, Hell in the Cell. After that, you don't see Cowboy Bob Orton around or anything like that,
The reason Bob Orton's not around is because he actually got sick on one of the overseas tours that they were doing, so they pulled him off TV. So that's the reason why he hasn't been around.
You know what I heard? That actually Bob Orton was actually riding with Juventud. When actually Psychosis Super Crazy didn't want to ride with him no more in fear of losing their job. Actually, Juventud started riding with Bob Orton, and he was trying to calm him down a bit. So I guess it didn't work because they fired his ass.
They fired him anyway. So anyways.
What about I've been hearing talks about Samoa Joe coming to WWE. Is that a fiction or fact?
No, that will probably never happen ever.
It's a little bit of both. Originally, before Joe signed with TNA, Mick Foley heavily pushed for him to try to get signed by WWE, but obviously it didn't happen.
I hope not, because he will be ruined if he goes to WWE.
Yeah, they can't. All those guys in TNA, they should just stay where they are because of the fact that they can actually express themselves in the manner that they can. If they were to go if they go to WWE, it'll be constant career killers. It's the whole case of all those guys from ECW. They were known for one thing. They got their contracts bought out by WWE, and then that was it. So
yeah.
If Samoa Joe does go to WWE, they'll have him go against guys like Kane and Big Show and guys like that, and they'll basically just demolish Samoa Joe. It'll make you lose respect for him, and it'll be like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Just like what they did to Taz.
Yeah, I just have two more questions. You guys might remember a few years back, WCW, ECW, they both went out of business.
Yep.
Whose idea was that? Who came up like to take out WCW and ECW at the time?
Well, I mean, it wasn't a storyline.
Yeah,
it was
actually
straight. Yeah, I mean, it was just it actually happened.
They lost. They lost money.
ECW went out of business because they had no money. TNN, who was showing ECW programming at the time, acquired WWE's programming after their contract with USA ran out. So, which basically pushed ECW off of TNN. ECW lost their TV deal. They lost their corporate backing, so therefore they had no money in the case where they had to sell all the assets off to Vince McMahon. WCW, on the other hand, same thing. They, for years and years, were doing very well. The last couple of years, like around 1999, 2000, they started going downhill. They constantly tried to revamp the material, and they couldn't. Ted Turner basically said,
to hell with it.
Yeah, to hell with it. I don't want to, I don't want to deal with it. They were losing money, and eventually what was going to happen is that Eric Bischoff actually had gotten a group of people together, and they were set to buy WCW. The only problem was that Ted Turner didn't want to put WCW on any of his television stations. So the thing was, you could buy WCW. They had all the logos, all the rights, all the equipment, but they had no place to display the talent. So if you ever watch the Monday Night Wars DVD, Eric Bischoff pretty much put it point blank. Without TV, WCW was probably worth about $20, which I believe. So what happened was Ted Turner took all that, sold it to Vince, and now he owns everything.
I remember like a few years back, I think in 2001, 2002, that Survivor Series, they had that huge elimination match with like Stone Cold was he had some sort of union and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I figured that either Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon were either going to have some control over WCW and ECW, or either they were going to combine the two and come with their own plot, and go against WWE.
Well, I mean, the original plan was that they were going to bring WCW in and use it as a separate show, but the fan reaction and the stuff like that, the feedback really wasn't that great, so they kind of scrapped the idea. That's why you saw him come in and do the whole Survivor Series thing, the whole invasion angle, and then that fell flat on its face. It was good for the first couple weeks, but after that, they ruined it. So that's why it never really worked out.
They tried to try it again this summer with ECW versus WWE,
right.
And look what happened. It was an ECW one-time event.
Yeah, ECW like one night stand was pretty impressive. I was looking at, I was watching it a few weeks back, and I saw like all the wrestlers. Like, what are the wrestlers like the Sandman, Sabu, what's his name, Justin Incredible? Are they wrestling, or are they just like at home now?
They get like one-time gigs, man.
Yeah.
Whenever like they feel like getting $50 to $100 for an event, they get called up. They go to the middle of the country and do a high school event on Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. You can catch them in Connecticut all the time. All those little independent shows. I mean, as of right now, Sabu's working for TNA, so I mean, he pretty much has a set job.